Hello, I'm Tom Santilli, and coming up are all kinds of reviews, including The Campaign, Sparkle, and ParaNorman. First up is The Campaign, an R-rated political comedy starring Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. While it isn't quite classic Will Ferrell, it might be considered classic Jay Roach. Roach directed the Austin Powers and Meet the Parents films, but he also was responsible for the intelligent HBO political film Recount and the recent Game Change. Roach holds a mirror up to the whole political process. What we see in the reflection is smart political satire that is so funny because it seems to be separated from reality by only a small margin. The Campaign is probably too smart for its own good, but even if you don't pick up on the deeper political messages, it's still laugh out loud funny. I give The Campaign a B+. Whitney Houston appears on screen for the final time in Sparkle, a remake of the 1976 film of the same name. It's dealing with a pretty horrible script, and there are definitely better performances to remember Whitney by. But Sparkle does have one thing going for it, and that's the young Jordin Sparks. Sparks is on display in this, her first feature film role. The former American Idol winner shows a lot of promise as an actress and also showcases her musical abilities as well. The movie, though, it's stuck in the mud. It's full of cliches and sometimes unwatchable dialogue exchanges between characters. It's eerie to watch Whitney Houston warn her on-screen daughters of the dangers of fame and drugs. She does get a song late in the film that is simply amazing for any fan of Whitney, and it's sure to send shivers down your spine, maybe even a tear to your eye. As far as a movie, sadly there isn't much to recommend here. Sparkle shouldn't be thought of as Whitney Houston's final film, but as Jordin Sparks' first. She proves that she's a young, rising talent that has what it takes to be a multi-platform star. Despite Jordin Sparks, though, I give Sparkle a C. Dax Shepard starred, wrote, and co-directed the new film Hit and Run. He stars opposite his real-life fiancée, Kristen Bell, and appearing in the film are also real-life friends of his, Bradley Cooper and Tom Arnold. Dax tells the story of a former driver for the mob, now in witness protection, who's trying to get his girlfriend across the country to land an important job. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Hit and Run. Despite some very smart dialogue and the clear sense that Dax was just having a lot of fun with his friends, Hit and Run is really hit or miss, and it mainly misses for me. I give Hit and Run a C+. The Odd Life of Timothy Green is also in theaters, and it's another movie I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about. It's a squeaky clean family film that's pretty ridiculous, really. It's an over-exaggerated fantasy that would have benefited greatly had it been set in any kind of a reality. It's Disney at its worst, and I give The Odd Life of Timothy Green a D+. Last up is one of the best animated films of the year. ParaNorman could be called an anti-Disney classic. Now, I'm not anti-Disney, and I'm not meaning to rip on Disney. I love Disney, but it's very refreshing to see an animated movie so full of life, or in this case, full of dead people. Norman can see dead people, all sorts of them. The basic details of the plot are nothing special, but it excels at how cleverly it has conceived these characters. For a so-called kids movie, it's very effective in how it gets across important messages like believing in yourself and standing up for what's right. It also very sneakily paints a horrific picture of us adults and the dangers of having a mob mentality. When the townspeople riot and they call for the heads of the zombies without asking any questions, they might as well be mindless zombies themselves. Brilliant. I don't really think that ParaNorman was fully intended for small children, despite the PG rating, but it is one of the most delightful, thoughtful, and inventive films of the year. I love this movie. You need to go see ParaNorman. I give it a solid A. You can find all of my full movie reviews at my website, tomsantilli.com, and be sure to follow me on Twitter, @TomSantilli. Join me next week when my reviews include the NC-17 rated Killer Joe, the new Western Lawless starring Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf, and the romantic comedy Celeste and Jesse Forever.